Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it has just finished at Old Trafford. At Old Trafford, Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. I don't think we played very well today. Let's get that straight out the back. I think we were quite sloppy in possession, particularly in the second half. I think Arteta actually put the nail on the right. Arteta. Let me do that again. Arteta hit the nail on the head by saying that we went a little bit defensive after we scored the first goal. As expected, Man United sort of... I think those Arsenal fans, I said this in the preview during the week with my mate Stefan. If you haven't seen that, go and check it out. I said to him how I think Arsenal fans that think we're just going to walk over Man United are, not to use a phrase that's popularly used now, but slightly deluded. I did think that they would respond after the 4-0 defeat to Crystal Palace last week. I thought that they would be better. I thought that they would come out with a little bit more fight. And in some respects, there is an argument to say that they were the better team. Possession-wise, they probably were. They had most of the ball for most of the game. Obviously, they're ravaged by a lot of injuries, and they put out a very sort of depleted side today. Casemiro at centre-back. They had Amrabat there, who's not really set the world alight and stuff like that. So, they had, their main threats were from Ahmad and Garnacho on the wings, and they were causing a few problems here and there. But every time they got into good positions, they either made the wrong decision, they didn't put in the cross early or something like that. Højlund got in front of goal a few times. The time in particular, I think the first chance of the game fell to Man United from Højlund, and he just went underneath his feet basically. And for the most part, you could say that it was, despite all of Man United's possession, I wouldn't necessarily say they dominated us, but of all of Man United's possession, they weren't really much of a threat. But it was, for them, I'd be at least pleased that you didn't just roll over for us. I think from our perspective, we created the goal from a mistake they made. Onana put the ball out. It came to Ben White, who put it in for Havertz, who crossed it in for Trossard, who just tapped it in. But defensively, I think Saliba got the Man of the Match award on Sky. Defensively, we were pretty good for the entire game. There were only really two players that I was worried about for most of the game: Tomiyasu and Partey. Tomiyasu looked very spaghetti-legged today and very sort of out of his depth. And Partey does the thing that I always find annoying. Like, when he's good, he's really good. But sometimes I think he thinks he has more time on the ball, and he thinks there's a pass there that isn't there. So sometimes he'll get the ball, he'll take too much time on it, and then when time runs out, he'll try and make the pass that's impossible, and it will get intercepted or something like that. Or, when he's trying to intercept when the other team have the ball, he's not there quick enough. Or, for example, there was a pass that came in from Rice that he sort of went for, and it was just behind him and stuff like that. I mean, that one you can't really help, but still. And yeah, Tomiyasu just looked a little bit leggy today. Was winning balls in the air when they came over to him at left back, but he was very he seemed, particularly the first half, he seemed very, very spaghetti-legged. He seemed sort of like all over the place, sort of like that scene in Team America World Police when the main character is trying to signal that things are going that. He just basically looked like that. But overall, we got the job done. It wasn't about going up to Old Trafford and smashing United, because that wasn't going to happen. It was all about getting the result and taking it to the final day of the season. And that's what we've done. For the first time in a long time, we have taken a title chase to the last day, despite what happens on Tuesday when City go to Spurs. I don't think anything's going to change. I'm not one of these Arsenal fans that are relying on Spurs to do something, because I don't think they will. I think City will probably win that game, and it probably will go down to the final day. I think on paper we should beat Everton, but you never know. And then yeah, I expect City to beat West Ham. So I think we've done all we can, and that was the most important thing. We've done all we can. We've taken them to the final day, and that's it. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. You know, if by any miracle Spurs do manage to get something off of City, Paul Mercer made a good point on Sky that it sort of depends on what happens with Villa and Liverpool tomorrow. But if Spurs do manage to get something off of City, it will make a very interesting last day of the season, because that would basically mean we need to beat Everton and we win the league. We beat Everton, we win the league. I don't think it's going to happen, just because, you know, City have just done this so many times before. They just seem to always deal with the pressure. Like yesterday, you know, I saw that it was 1-0 to them. Gvardiol had scored for them after the 13 minutes or something like that. I thought second half they'll score 3, and yeah, it finished 4-0. It's what they've been doing, to the point of where I'm starting to, I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I'm starting to get suspicious of how they're managing to do this, because it seems like they always meet teams in the worst position, where they've got nothing to play for. So yeah, I don't know. But the positive is that we've managed to compete. We've improved. We've definitely improved on last season. You know, last season we lost the league 5-6 games before the end, and this time we've managed to take them to the end. And if we don't manage to do it this season, hopefully next season we can push them a little bit further and maybe even win it. But yeah, like, it wasn't about the performance today. It was about getting it done. And our record this season away at the so-called Big Six has been exceptional. And, you know, if we do manage to win the league, is what I said to Steph in the preview, I think we do deserve to win it. You know, on this run-in, we've beaten Wolves away, who can be, you know, difficult. We've beaten Chelsea emphatically. We've beaten Spurs at their ground. We've beaten United at their ground. I think we would deserve it. You know, people will look back at the loss to Aston Villa at home, and yeah, that's probably where you could say City got the upper hand. But yeah, I think there's room to be pleased this season. I think domestic. I said this in the preview. Domestic cup competitions we could do better at. Champions League, not too bad for our first time in a long time, and the league, I think we've done well. I think realistically, until Pep leaves, this is how it's going to be. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's all in the hands of God now. Let's see what happens. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday, what's left of it. I'll be back again, potentially doing a live episode. I'm thinking I don't know. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm potentially thinking of doing a live preview and a live match reaction. I've got to work out how to do it first, but I might do it. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to jinx things. The live preview is something I've been doing ever since I've started Armchair Armory, so I might still try and do that. But the watch along with the game, because it looked that will probably be on TV now. The watch along, I'm not sure about. I'll see how I feel on Sunday. But I'm still going to be nervous, even though, you know, Everton is safe and they're sort of on the beach now. I'm going to be nervous, definitely. Right, I'm going to leave it there. As I say, I'll be back again at some point during the week, previewing Everton, final game of the season. So yeah, good win today. We take it to the last day of the season. Take care and stay safe. Come on, Arsenal.